games from the my 60 memorable games. These are the 9th and 10th games. So the first game is between Walther and Fisher. So we are going to quickly take Fisher's side because Fisher is the greatest. He is the greatest. So Walther, I don't know this man who is Walther, but still it's a big achievement for him that he had a draw with Fisher. Okay. E4, C5, knight f3, d6, d4, c d4. The Sicilian knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6. And he has gone for the old main line, bishop g5. Am I right, old man line? I think so. Oh my god, this line has no name. This is very wrong. Now e6. What is this? Oops, sorry, file two. Okay, let me see. What is happening to this? Okay. Full reboot, I think. Now f4, which is continuing the main line of the main variation of the Sicilian defense. This variation is the main line of the Sicilian defense of the Najdorf variation of the I don't know, I am just confused. Now bishop e7, queen f3, knight bd7, long castle, queen c7, bishop to d3. Now black can do b5 to b4. Now b5, bishop f6, knight f6, rook at e1, bishop b7. Now fast forwarding the middle game, both sides have good attacking chances. f5, e5, f6 takes, bishop f8, knight d5 takes, king to d8, knight c6, dc6, queen c6, b4, queen b6, check, here. And well, queen e6, queen c7, check, here. So well, white gives a queen for a rook and a knight. I think that's the case. That should be the case actually. He has a rook against a queen, so black has a material advantage, but rook at g7 was played. I am very shocked that Fisher was able to draw such a bad ending. Black's position just looks devastated. Now king c7, rook a8, king to d6. The king goes to the center in order to find some activity. Well, I will again demonstrate from you. Yeah. What is happening to this opening explorer? Wait a minute. So well, it's all right now. So now e4, c5. If you think that the Sicilian is bigger than the King's Indian, beware. Like the King's Indian is bigger than the Najdorf, beware. Because after one more thing, that if you think that the Ruy Lopez is smaller than the Sicilian, beware. That's not the case. That's not the case. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. This is the well, meow meow defense. Just joking. It's the Ruy Lopez. Okay, never mind. The royal office is too big. There are 6 valid defenses, and at the, I mean, 13th move. So, well, this is continuing the first. And if we go to the last, no, we didn't reach here. Yeah. Now, well, after f7, bishop to g7, rook d3 check, takes white got a queen. Now, c3 just consolidating the structure. King c7 attacking the d8 rook, rook a8 attacking the a6 pawn. King d6. Now, black gives the pawn for the sake of king activity after king e7, king f6 or king into f7. So rook into a6 check, king to e7 threatening to take the pawn on f7, rook e6 check, king into f7. Here the tactic is that if you play rook into e5, I'll play king to f6 and your e5 rook and the f5 bishop will be hanging. Still white takes rook into e5 because after b4 had to be played because after king f6. Now there can be simple rook d5 or I think even stronger rook into b5 move, just winning the pawn. So rook into e5 was played, b4 exchanging the pawns, c into b4, bishop into b4. There's a chess rule that whenever you are material down, try to exchange pawns. h3, king f6 attacking the rook and the bishop. Rook goes to b5, attacks the b4 bishop. Bishop to d6, bishop goes back, and well, bishop to e4 was played. Now the thing is that rook f5 check is coming, so rook to e8, rook f5 check, king g7, bishop f3 attacking the h5 pawn. Rook e1 check, king c2, rook to f1 pinning the bishop so that neither piece can take on h5 because of the pin. Now rook d5, rook f2 check, rook d2, rook into d2, king into d2, h4, king d3. Now the thing is that black has a very good defense. Yeah, black will give his bishop for the 2 pawns on the king side, queen side, and then go with his king on h8, and it will be draw because it's the wrong colored pass pawn. The pass pawn square is h8, which is dark squared, and the bishop is light one, so that's why it's the wrong color bishop. So that's why it's drawn. King e5, king b5, king d7, a4, king c7, b4, king b8, a5, king a7, king c4, bishop g3, b5, bishop f2, bishop e2. Black lets white to play b6 check, and white had 2, and then black just shuffled a little bit around, king c5, and it was actually the draw because now white's out swung. Now bishop b4 will come. It's a draw. Yeah, now. So coming on to the next game. Fischer versus Hunziker. Alright, I'm serious right now because Karpov versus Hunziker was a brilliant game. Like we have it, I think here. Yeah, Anatoly Karpov versus Hunziker. Literally great game that was. I cannot forget that bishop to a7 move from my memory. So, well, Fischer versus Hunziker. Fischer wanted to take a comeback, but not against Fischer. So, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop d5, a6, bishop a4, Knight f6, it is the main line of the main Ruy Lopez Morphy defense. Short castle, bishop e7. Fischer said that e4 is best by test, and well, his main repertoire against knight f3, knight c6 was depended on bishop b5 and d4 moves, the Scotch game and the Ruy Lopez. Rook e1, he played Ruy Lopez extensively during his career. b5, bishop b3, now d6, c3, short castle, h3, knight a5. So well, here white has a choice to retreat or to advance. White goes to c2. This is still the main line. It's the closed Chigorin defense. Yeah, c5. Actually, after h3, black has a bunch of choices to choose from. They can play knight a5, which is the mainline Chigorin defense. Also, there's knight b8, Breyer 1, Breyer variation. There is the Breyer defense, actually it's the called. This is the flow system. Then Rook e8, the Zaitsev system. Yeah, it's also very popular, the Zaitsev. Knight d7 is the Karpov variation. Right. I'm getting everything right after h3. h3, then 97. h6 is the Smyslov defense. Right, and then after h6, there's this bishop h6 move, it's the Kolomov variation. Right, Kolomov variation, and here the list of names end. Okay, so Chigorin Breyer, wait a minute, let me take tool. Chigorin Breyer, Floor, Zaitsev, Karpov, Smyslov, and Kolomov. What a list. Okay, bishop c2. So it's the Chigorin defense continuing. c5, d4, queen c7, knight b d2, bishop d7. It's not the main move. Knight f1, wanting to play knight e3, knight d3, rook f8, and then well, middle game fast forward, knight e3, g6, d5, d5, knight s2, rook a d8. So both sides develop their pieces. Now comes the important movement. G6, bishop f6, a4, knight b6, ab5, ab5. Yeah, now here the middle game went well for white. Now bishop c4, b4, b5 can be done. Then king f1, king e2 can come at the end game. So white is technically better because he is a pawn of queen c7, queen e3, queen a5, g3, queen e3, king g2, queen a5, queen d3, queen b6. And now white just continues the fight, and now we need to learn from Fischer how to convert the pawn advantage into a win. Pay attention here. King f7, backs off the pawn, f4. Well, the key is that white is making one more passed pawn so that black pieces are distracted enough to get lost. So king e7, king f3, white brings the king in, knight f6, bishop b5. Caution not to break the pawn structure after d5, knight d7. So bishop b5, now king e6, defending the pawn. Bishop c4 check, attacking the king, checking it. So king e7, c6, getting giving a pawn a push, knight e8, and now f into e5. White is 2 pawns up, And now h6, king e3, knight c7, king d4, h5, king e3, g5, king bishop e2, h4. White is targeting the king side pawns, gh4, gh4, bishop c4, not allowing knight to e6, classic play by Fischer. Knight e8, king f4, king d8, king g4, king c7, bishop f7, attacking the knight, knight g7. Now king into h4, king into c6, and now king to g5. Fischer spots the only move here. All other moves were drawn except of this move. So well, this were the games.